Hey there.
Oh my gosh!
Hey.
We'll come back.
So, to give myself a little break of the pressing.
Sure.
Press. Going, dude, what are you writing this? Let's give him, I think it's a great time for faith right now because we've obviously proven that facts and proof are overrated.
Yeah.
So that takes me to, come on, just sit back and enjoy the rhyme and quit trying to reason right now. So it's kind of giving myself a little bit of break and also what feels just more naturally, what I'm naturally writing right now. I'm looking at what I'm writing, like, dude, you're writing more poems and prayers than you are academia.
Yeah, well, that's what a lot of these are. I can see from your notes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that'll be fun.
Yeah.
What are you into reading these days? What do you like? I sort of go around and pick out some of my favorites. Have you read Letters to a Young Poet?
Nope.
That's really good. You like that? I can't. So this is the War of Art. I gave you that already. You were going to be in
Yes, you did.
Legends of Bagger Vance, you told me. That's hilarious.
Tried to.
Yeah, Tracy.
Didn't get the part.
It worked
Robert
out.
Redford didn't have me.
It worked
The
out.
only problem was I was like, dang it, Damon's backswing. That's not a scratch handicap.
That's funny. What else? So what do you like?
So
These are all. So the premise is it's all my favorite books. It's not every book. It's only books that I love. These are all my
everything
favorite
in the bookstores.
And my wife and I have read every book in the bookstore, with almost maybe the one or two exceptions. But the idea is they're only our favorite books. So a bookstore like this should have maybe 10 times more books. And they'd all be like this.
Yeah.
You know, there'd be one copy of each book. This is like no, they're only the ones we love, and we only have, and that's all we carry, and we don't.
So
like,
every month, how many books am I making up here? 0, 2.
Oh, that we might add?
Yeah.
I might add maybe one a month, and then I'm sometimes take them out. But these are they're just sort of classic.
So I'm coming into your bookstore, Ryan. Yeah. Here's what I'm into. I can go to any book here. You can tell me why you like that book.
Yeah. And I probably, have you read Of Boys and Men? Okay, you got to read this. This is amazing.
Yeah.
Because obviously all sorts of gains for women, but young men are especially struggling.
Yep.
That's why there's so many sort of charlatans and grifters out there.
Yep.
So this is an amazing book. He was just here, but it's about the research of why specifically men are struggling, and then what he thinks we ought to do about it. I love it. He's great.
He's my
David Brooks
favorite voice of reason.
We should have Road to Character. Let me see that. He's great.
Here's how I found out he was somebody I like.
Yeah.
So I'll pull, when I read my daily news,
right.
I'll pull quotes over the years. And after about 8 years of pulling quotes, I went back and read everything I'd pulled. 40% of what I pulled, unbeknownst to me, was from David Brooks.
So this is the eulogy verse resume one.
Yep.
So that's great. And then his other book, let's see, do we have The Second Mountain? He has this book called The Second Mountain.
I did check that out.
That's great.
Yes.
I like that a lot too. I love that. He's awesome.
He wrote a really good piece right after the election.
Yes.
Really good piece.
About moral inversion?
Yeah.
Yes. That's like this idea of like, not only is it not preventing people from getting ahead, it seems to be helping people. Like, it's like, oh, have you been accused of sexual harassment? Have you cheated on your taxes? Have you been convicted of a felony? That's somehow like this weird, perverse badge of honor.
I saw the visual that I saw that I thought represented that was at the Trump assassination attempt.
Okay.
There was a certain response in vitriol.
Yeah.
An excitement of like, oh, here we go. This is how it's done.
Right.
This is how, not literally, but oh, now we're talking. Now this is freaking entertainment.
Yeah, like
I heard that response.
Sure.
Quite a bit. And that concerned me that we were going, oh, we think now that, that's the rules of engagement. Or this is more, for that to be a normalized rules of engagement.
Yeah. But what I took from that piece was this sort of idea. It's like, okay, instead of things being morally disqualifying, they're almost like assets. Yeah, because if you're hated by certain people, that means you must have something. It's like, no, they hate you because you're a rapist, like, or because you were recorded saying something horrifically racist or whatever.
Right.
There has to be things that are morally disqualifying, and if not,
Well,
we're
how
in
much
trouble.
of that comes from just the distrust of any governing leadership?
Yeah, I think that's
Successful
true. I think that's true. And also
dominion.
when things become tribalized, you go, oh, that tribe's expelling that person. We'll accept that. And so it becomes this like, we're like trading pieces. Like, you can have Russell Brand, we can have this person. And you're like, yeesh, can't we just say like, that's gross, I don't like that.
Right.
And like, there's enough people to choose from. It's not like we only have like 10 people. There should be things that are morally disqualifying.
Yes.
But anyways, he's great. I like him a lot. I like that book. What else is good?
We got that book at home.
He's great. He lives here.
He's in Austin, right?
Yep. McRaven's here, obviously, UT.
Yep. He's become I've formed a bit of a relationship. I go to him as a mentor of mine.
Yeah, he's great. I interviewed him not that long ago. What else? Let's see what we got over here. Your books are over here. It's weird. I don't know where to put. I feel like I move your book around. Like I'm like, should it be in memoir? Should it be in self-help? Should it be in both? You know, like we don't have like categories. So normally like the publisher decides what category a book goes in. I feel like I move yours around. On some days I'll walk by and I'm like, I'm not feeling that's where it is, and I move it.
Where is it now?
It's here, and this is biography.
Okay.
Which is
That feels more apropos than
but should it be
self-help.
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like it could go here, but should it be? Is it a memoir? Or is it a biography? I'd probably move. Like right now, I'm thinking. I think I'm going to move it to. I feel like it's more memoir than biography. I don't know. I go back and forth. I'm always moving shit around. Because there's so few books. I have strong thoughts about where they should go. That book's incredible. It's long, but incredible. Incredible.
I still have never made it all the way through his essays.
Really? Well, let's see.
Because I can't get past self-reliance.
Well,
I keep reading it over and over, and I read one paragraph, and I go, geez, I got to set it down and take a walk.
That gives you most of what you need. Here's a little one. Here's just, these are like beautiful little, I think this is just, this is just self-reliance? Let's see. Nature, history, self-reliance. Those are the three books.
That's three, okay.
I like them when they're in little short collections.
I do too.
Like, have you read On the Shortness of Life?
No.
Okay, so that's, where is that? Here. You see it? No. All right, so this is like Seneca's greatest hits, On the Shortness of Life. So we got On the Shortness of Life, Consolation to His Mother, and then On Tranquility. This is his best.
Okay.
What else would I do?
You know how to use it.
Oh, here's this. This is for you. This just came in because you blurbed this one. This is the leather edition of Daily Dad.
Yes.
That one should hold up a little better. You're on the cover, I think, of the paperback, of the hardcover. Right there. Yep. You gave me some very good notes on this one. I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. There we go.
There we go. What else is good?
This will last me some time.
Do you know Wright Thompson?
No.
Ooh. I think he's the greatest living sports writer. Plus, this title is just fucking amazing. Oh, you like that Hemingway quote?
Yeah.
That title is incredible.
Wright Thompson.
Yeah.
The Cost of These Dream Sports Stories and Other Serious Business.
It's like his best sports. He just wrote a book. He grew up in Mississippi. He just wrote this incredible book about the barn. It's called The Barn, and it's about the site where Emmett Till was killed. So he's this great history writer, but he's also this amazing sports writer. But he profiled like Jordan at 50, Muhammad Ali before he died, that famous Tiger Woods one where they revealed that Tiger Woods was like training to be a Navy SEAL, and that's how he fucked up his body. He's like the greatest sport.
Huh,
but
okay.
he tends to focus on like those really intense, self-destructive athletes that can't turn it off. So that's what that book's about.
And that line they walk that got him to greatness is right there.
That also, makes the happiness or the being able to be good with any of it fundamentally elusive.
Yep.
Yeah. Here, let me show you one last thing. And we'll. What time? We got 20 minutes? What do you got, right? What time are we starting? Oh, 5. All right, cool. So this is the other side of the bookstore. This is like fiction.
These are still your and your wife's favorite books.
Yeah, this is mostly her side.
So she likes fiction.
Yeah, she likes fiction. This is all Texas, so these are more mine. Ooh, this is like our family's favorite book.
Yeah? Swim Knowledge of Texas.
Valmore.
They dwindled?
Some of them, yeah. Some of them have been running dry. Like Jacob's Well went dry a couple years ago. But we're like crossing each one off the list. Looks like our family.
You're hitting all of them? This is like a weekend summer
That's what
getaway
we try to do,
thing?
yeah. All right, so we'll go here. So this is the...
This is administration's?
This is back, yeah.
Okay.
We're going to do the signing back there.
Cool.
I'll show you my own. So this is where I write.
This is where you write?
Yeah. Oh yeah. So here's
Proper
my
office.
Here's my copy of Richard's book, which is great. But yeah, I do everything in here. So when you do these,
You can write in here, and that phone can ring. You can write in here and someone knock on your door.
I mean, I just put it on silent or whatever. But I get here early and then hang out. I only do maybe like 2 hours a day. I think it's less than, I don't like 2 hours a day every day to me adds up.
I have not learned how to do that. Or if that's just not my way.
Yeah, I think
have to go
every way is different.
Away.
Yeah, you did. I saw Fort
nothing.
Davis in here. One of the notes at Fort Davis.
Dude, I got a theory. I don't know if I shared it with you, and I don't know what to do with it, but I think there's something to it.
Okay.
So Fort Davis,
I love it out there.
it's where, man, one, my metabolism just starts flying. I need so much less sleep. I got massive amount of energy. Creatively, I'm unattached to everything. Can go whichever. I've had some real magical things with Mother Nature out there.
Yeah.
Had a one of those storm clouds come over that I saw coming on Mother's Day. Mother's Day, which is what, May? Mm-hmm. Okay. Coming from miles away. 30 minutes later, I'm in this little cabin in the middle of the nowhere. There's nothing else around. That storm cloud came, got right on top of the house I was in, shit down water, turned to sleet, turned to snow on Mother's Day.
Wow.
And I was in it. It hit for 30 minutes. It moved. I went out 50 yards away in a circumference around the house was an inch of snow and nowhere else.
That's unreal.
Right on top.
Yeah,
on
you're being targeted.
Mother's Day, Mother's Nature showing off. So I've had some natural things. I'm like, dude, what's the, what's.
That's amazing.
It's where I was conceived.
In Fort Davis?
It's where I was conceived.
Wow.
So what I'm curious about is what if everyone tracks back to where was I born?
Yeah.
What if you go back to where you're conceived?
Yeah.
And to experiment what happened to people if they were in a place where they went back where they were conceived, some knowing, some not knowing, for, 3 months.
Yeah. Like a salmon
What would happen to their
returning?
My belief that there's something. Talked to a couple other people that had a similar feeling when they went to conception. Most people don't know where they were conceived.
Yeah. I don't really want to ask my parents about that.
But to go talk about back to the beginning.
Yeah. Your parents seem like, from your book, had maybe more open relationship about things like that.
Well, I mean, they told me it was Fort Davis. It was like lot 78. They didn't say lot 69. They just. And they've been trying for 5 years, whatever was out there that night in the McDonald's Observatory. Dad's stuff stuck, so I'm thankful for that. It hadn't for 5 years prior. But going back to conception.
Yeah.
That idea
it's
back
amazing
to the beginning, if that's truly the beginning.
Sure.
what would happen to people if you got 100 people.
Yeah.
So 50 knew they were going back to their residency, 50 didn't.
Well, yeah. Could you sense something's unique about it? Yeah. What would it bring up for you? That is interesting. There is something about going home in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we usually stop it where I was born.
Yeah, yeah. Or where you grew up, or not even where you were born,
Where you
but
grew
like
up.
where you spent the most time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have that. You know, there's a fun, do I have it in here? There's a link. This is the book I'm doing now. This is the last book in the. Okay, so this is a poem from Lincoln. My childhood home I see again and sadden with the view, and still as memory crowds my brain, there's pleasure in it too. O memory, though midway world twixt earth and paradise, where things decayed and loved ones lost in dreamy shadows rise, and freed from all that's earthly vile, seem hallowed, pure and bright, like scenes in some enchanted isle, all bathed in liquid light. About how he was talking about like the complicated feelings that come up when you're at home. You know,
Because read Brolin's book, new book.
I have it in here because I'm supposed to interview him next week. He
has something in that line that he talks about that's similar to what you were just saying. I think. Where are the?
Here, I'll send him a picture.
Where are the? Oh. Our surroundings were never there to be carried, rather woven into the fabric of freedom of who we are. Yeah. Similar to this, what you were saying, Lincoln was saying there about going back.
So anyways, this is opposite. I do all my books on note cards, so these are like, this book's almost done, so this is all I got left.
So this is a paragraph starter?
Yeah, a thought, a note. These are epigraphs. These are stuff that's moving to the next book. Epigraph's like a, well, you don't have one, I don't think. Epigraph's like a quote that would open a chapter.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, like above it or whatever. So anyways, yeah, this is like that's the just finished book, and then I have a storage thing, and the other thing that's like every one of my books is a box like that.
Okay.
And then those are the cards that are up are cards I have to go back. Those are just last minute little additions before I finish. I'm trying to finish before the end.
Letters.
These are
tabs.
The letter that if it's got a letter, that's just because I turned it. This is just like a file folder. So each one of these things is a chapter.
Are we chronological here?
No,
there?
This is like part 1, part 2, part 3.
Okay.
So if you looked at it from this side, you can see they all have titles.
Okay.
So like here's chapter about death, chapter about humility, chapter about making a board of directors, learning from traveling, listening, notebooks, curiosity, your scene.
Okay.
So this is like each one of these is a chapter. So if I'm like working on one second, I'm just taking this is the mentors chapter. If I'm writing it, I'm just take this with me. That's all this might be 5. I've been researching this thing for 6 years, so that's the whole process. Yeah.
What is this?
Oh, I was in Hustler for my first book, which I thought was hilarious.
Nice.
That's in Larry Flint's office. They did the photo shoot in Larry Flint's office. That's like one of his creepy chairs.
And that's
me.
It's you?
Yeah, at 24.
Now you're in the Hustler. That's your first book.
Yeah.
Dude, way to frame that.
Yeah. This is the last. Have you read Steven Pressfield's Gates of Fire? That's his best book. I'll give you that. This is the last page of Gates of Fire from his original manuscript he sent. I'll give you a copy. It's like one of the greatest. I think it's one of the greatest novels.
So what's the play on lie?
So here we lie. Like so, the 300 Spartans are sent. They die. They buy Greece a week to regroup, and then they defeat the Persians. This is the battle that saves the West from being colonized by the East. So they're saying, like, you sent us here, and here we lie.
Okay.
Forever obedient to your, do our duty. That's what it's saying.
Okay.
I mean, that's
person. I've been that means of first person, second person, or first person plural. I, you, we.
Yeah.
The playing with that. Mm-hmm. Some of the most fun I had in writing and still writing today.
Yeah.
because I think you may have talked about it before. The I, you can have your opinion on it, but
Yeah.
all I'm telling you is how I felt, bro.
Yeah,
you can't
sure.
really condemn me for it. Mm-hmm. The U's great, but it can become a little preachy.
Yeah.
Don't quit telling me what to do. And the we's my favorite, but it becomes like, well, too much of it. You're like, what, you're fucking playing God, bro?
Yeah, sure.
But the play with those
Yeah.
of just switching tense of certain stories at the right time will make it that much more digestible, understandable by.
And that's
the
what I
reader.
mean, that it's not, because like a memoir is all I did this, I went here, I thought this. And I feel like it's more, the book is not really that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's not, I don't know, what's a great, it's not a memoir in that sense.
Right.
It's bigger than a memoir. Like you weren't just, here, I'm an actor, here's what I did in my life.
Right.
And then he just left, so we kept some of the records. Where's Gates of Fire? Kimberly, do you know where Gates of Fire is? I don't know how fiction is organized, but Gates of Fire, the Steven Pressfield. It's either in here or it's in, here. This is Gates of Fire. You'll love this.
Yeah?
Yes, very good.
I have trouble getting through books.
Are you an audiobook person?
Do you need recommendations?
I don't know.
No, I'm not an audio. I like, look, my favorite thing to listen to now besides music is that Rest is History, those two guys.
Yeah.
The two English guys. Mm-hmm. That I can learn that, I'll enjoy that on history, but I start a lot of them.
Have you read Nick's novel?
Pizzolatto?
Galveston? No, Nick's.
Yeah.
I think it's good. I
Pizzolatto,
actually like.
I have.
There's not a lot of. I mean, there's some good Texas novels, but I feel like that's a more modern one. I liked that book. You know him? He was in Austin. The Sun. This is awesome. Texas.
no.
It's like Yellowstone.
I've got this in hardback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is maybe the best Texas book ever. Lone Star. It's a slog though. It's pretty good, but it's a slog. You read Robert Caro? He's the greatest. So he's been working on this book for since Johnson died, and he's 90, and he's on the fifth and final. It's a race against time. He's on the fifth and final one now. He made it up to Vietnam, and now he's got to get the. But it's like it's probably it's one of the greatest books ever on power, and because it's like, so the first two books are about how Johnson's this vindictive, power hungry, ambitious, he'll screw over anyone to get ahead, he's just running from his hard scrabble beginnings. Then he makes it to the Senate, and more of the same, and then becomes president, and the first thing he does is pass civil rights. He's been a Southern politician his entire life. It was this act of profound betrayal, but suddenly he becomes like one of the most consequential and greatest presidents ever in this moment. But he couldn't have been in that position had he not been the Machiavellian master of power. Yeah. And so it's about this sort of tension of these two guys inside this one person. Yeah. And I mean, basically under Johnson was the last time the Senate worked as the center of power in the United States. Mm-hmm. And I mean, so I think each one is like 900 pages. So he's like 5,000 pages into the life of this guy that you don't think is that interesting, and then you cannot get enough.
And the last one's still in Lyndon.
It's every single. This is 5,000 pages on Lyndon Johnson. Ah. And then his other book, his famous book, is called The Power Broker, which is like a 1,500-page book about the Parks Commissioner of New York City, Robert Moses, the guy that designed the whole city. And again, could not seem like a less interesting thing. And then you're like, no, he designed every highway, every bridge, every building in New York City, as it was all him. And it was all a result of his deep lust and obsession with power. And for him, he becomes worse as he gets older, whereas Johnson, it's the other direction. And that sort of transition is everything. It's fascinating. I read a lot. It's sort of my job. You can't write without reading. For almost 15 years now, once a month, I send out an email with my favorite book recommendations for that month. Books that I've been reading, books that I've been going through, books that changed my life, that inspired me, that I think connect to what's happening in the world. And you could sign up right now at ryanholiday.net/reading list.